increase, now you're at $305. And then you add another 18% increase coming up here, and now you're at $360. That's a $110 increase in less than 2 years. It's really crazy right now.
It's absolutely jaw-dropping. So now tell us, how does NASA technology can make a difference in home comfort and dramatically reduce those bills you just spoke about?
Well, you know, the funny thing about NASA technology, they deal with extreme heat and cold in space. So when you face the sun in space, it's 250 degrees above zero. That's 38 above boiling. But at the exact same moment, the exact same time, facing deep space, it's minus 460 below zero. That's 492 degrees below freezing. So the astronaut and the spacecraft experience a 710 degree temperature swing at one moment at one time. So when they looked at the start of the NASA program to insulate, they realized, well, we can't use old style insulation. It's just a sponge. It doesn't stop anything. It just slows heat down like a sponge to water. That's why most people will recognize in the summer, they're wondering, why am I hotter in the house when it's cool outside? Or in the winter, why do cats jump on the roofs in the wintertime? It's because the current old insulation, the sponges, are not designed to stop anything. Well, fortunately for us, NASA doesn't care about our utility bill. They were dealing with life and death in space, but they put reflective insulation technology that they used and wrapped around every spacecraft and spacesuit since the beginning of the space program that protected them from extreme heat and cold. They put that into the building industry, and now every brand new home built since 2011 has this technology. What we at Eagle Shield do, we just take that same technology and we give it to existing residential homeowners so they're able to put it in their home. And the benefit they get is once we install this in your home, you literally keep 97% of the summer heat out. You keep 97% of the winter heat in. You're instantly 10 to 12 degrees cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. You save about 44% off your utility bill simply because you're not kicked into your high tier. And the way you will notice it immediately is if you typically, like, for an hour, off for 5 minutes, now switch, on for 5-10 minutes, off for an hour, and that's why you save 44% because you're not kicked into your high tier anymore.
So true. I opened my most recent utility bill, and man, I was just absolutely floored. You know, part of my regular exercise regimen is walking around through my neighborhood, and oftentimes I'm chatting up my neighbors, and usually you start the conversation talking about the weather. Lately, though, the conversation very quickly turns to the cost of the energy bills. Everybody is just floored by their latest utility bills. That has been a frequent complaint from your customers as well?
Oh, I mean, I hear it every single day. It used to be, it's funny, when I started the company 32 years ago, I would always tell people that comfort was the primary reason, and that's been my focus. Help people, especially seniors too, because of compromised immune systems, help people be 10, 12 degrees cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter, and because you're comfortable far more, you run your air and you run your heater less, that's why you save money. Well, I'm at this point right now, and I know it's kind of hokey to say it, but it's literally at this point that I think people are more uncomfortable with their utility bill than they are being hot in the summer and cold in the winter. So right now, we definitely need to get this utility increases under control.
Does your home have a gas furnace? You know natural gas prices are forecast to be up 180% this winter, and PG&E plans on another 18% increase in January. Take control of your heating bill this winter by insulating your home with Eagle Shield. Homes with Eagle Shield see up to a 44% reduction in heating and cooling costs, remain up to 12 degrees warmer while running the heater up to 70% less. Tom Sullivan for Eagle Shield Reflective Insulation Technology by NASA. Simply said, Eagle Shield keeps the heat in your home during the winter and will save you up to 44% on your heating bill. Call now. First 25 callers receive 25% off all labor and materials, plus no payments, no interest for 12 months OAC. And Eagle Shield will cover the tax for a free demonstration from your mobile phone. Dial pound 250. When prompted, say the keywords Eagle Shield. Easy one-day installation. Pound 250, say Eagle Shield.
We're talking talking with Garrett Harwood. Garrett is a certified energy consultant, and his company Eagle Shield has worked with NASA for over 20 years. So Eagle Shield focuses primarily on saving people money on their utility bill by making their home more efficient. But it's really more than the savings. Isn't that correct?
Well, you know, comfort is the primary reason. I always tell my clients, you know, sometimes in life we're put into a position where we're not that comfortable at work or maybe our health. But to me, the real tragedy is when you're not supremely comfortable in your own home. I mean, fight the challenges of life out there, but when you come into your home, be as comfortable as you can. And the benefit of what we do is we just focus on the three main things that impact comfort and impact utility bills. And those three things are primary: insulation. Insulation's number one. Common question people always ask is, Garrett, should I upgrade my air conditioner or my heater? And my answer is always the same: so you can more efficiently waste energy. Right? Until you first choose to keep the summer heat out you do not want, and not only choose to keep the winter heat in, but you pay for the heat and you create the heat. If you don't insulate first, you're just cycling airflow, trying to feel better without fixing the problem at the source. So if you think of it kind of like a three-legged stool, it's called the big three. Insulation first, then ventilation, then airflow. So if any one leg isn't functioning, you're just overloading the other two. So in order of importance, number one, we insulate. That's the most important thing, because if you don't do that first, every decision you make after that is dealing with the fact you didn't do that. Why are you running heat? Why are you running air? Why are you opening doors and windows? Why are you buying fans? Because you didn't keep the summer heat out, you didn't keep the winter heat in. So number one, insulate first. Then number two, ventilate. And the way we solve that issue is by recommending putting in a solar attic fan. Very, very important to get that Hades hot Sacramento basin heat, the desert heat out of your attic. A lot of people don't think about this. The same Hades hot sun baking on your roof in this valley is the same sun baking on Half Moon Bay's roof. Why is Half Moon Bay's attic 80 degrees, but your attic's 150? You've chosen to live up here in this godforsaken hot climate. And so that's why having an attic fan is so important. Get that hot air out of the attic. And the beauty of the solar attic fans we put in is they're lifetime warranties. They're whisper quiet. There's no plastic to melt. They literally are thermostatically controlled. They come on at 80, turn off at 79. And the government actually pays you for a third of it. So the added benefit is you're not paying electricity to run it. So I call it the gift that keeps on giving. And then the final component is your airflow. And that tends to be your air conditioning heating ducts. So a lot of people don't know this, but the average air conditioning heating duct on average leaks a minimum of 28% just after 10 years of use. And the way people know it is if you dust your home and 2, 3, 4, 5 days later you get a filament of dust buildup again, that's 100% the ducts. They tend to leak. Think a vacuum cleaner, put your hand next to it, sucks into it, you're running airflow to the ducts, it's pulling all the old dusty, dirty insulation from the attic, it's pulling all the dust and dirt particulates from the agriculture, and that's filtering in your home, and that can really affect allergy, dry skin, sinus sufferers, and specifically seniors with respiratory issues, pneumonia. Very important to breathe clean air. So what we do is we come in, we deep clean those ducts, we purify them with Envirocon, what hospitals use to sterilize, but most importantly is we wrap and seal the ducts with a reflective insulation blanket, turning that duct into a thermos. So now it's instant cold, instant hot, you don't have the lag time, and you're breathing cleaner, better air. And most importantly is you don't get the mold, you don't get the rodents invading into the duct fronts anymore, because it's very normal for us to pull out 2, 3, 4 rodent carcasses out of the duct fronts, because they eat the fiberglass and they nest inside the duct fronts. So it's really important to wrap those ducts and seal them with the reflective insulation blankets. And those three things will instantly make you cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter, save you 44% off your utility bill minimum, and breathe better, cleaner air so you're not drying out the air, so you're healthier.
I love that, saving money and also breathing
matter the most when it comes to lowering utility bills, improving comfort, breathing better indoor air quality. Those three things are in order of importance, and we touched on them, is number one, reflective insulation. That's number one. That's the heavy lifter. As I said before, if you don't do that first, every decision you make after that is dealing with the fact you didn't do that. Then number two is ventilation, and that's where we highly recommend putting in a solar attic fan to improve your ventilation. Another reason that's important, a lot of people don't know this, but if you go outside your house and look at your vents on your roof, not only how many you have, but the size of them. Did you know that you have the exact same ventilation code here in this hot valley? You have the same code as Pacifica on the coast. Well, how crazy is that? Their attics get 80 degrees, your attic gets 150, but you got the same vents. And not only the same vents, but they're passive. And that simply means they're not mechanical pulling the heat out of the attic. The attic fills up with heat first, then it ekes out slowly. What you want to do in your home, it wants to rise, but it can't because your attic is full of 150 degrees of hot air. So by sucking that hot air out, you create a vacuum. Now the hot air can leave your home, and since the solar attic fan is solar, you're not paying the electricity to run it, and it's lifetime warranted. And a big perk is the government actually pays you a third of it back in the federal solar stimulus tax credit. So I call that the gift that keeps on giving. And then the final component is the airflow, and that's why we recommend two things: deep clean, purify, wrap and seal all your ducts so you're breathing cleaner air, you're not leaking through the duct run, your ducts are efficient, you're not straining your air conditioning heating system. Now you run your quite cool whole house fan that's costing you pennies an hour. It's healthier air, and you get 10 times more airflow. Anybody that has a whole house fan will testify to how much they just love and adore it. So now we start looking at the potential of how much you're saving. So typical utility savings averages around 44%. But let's say someone has a $400 utility bill. Well, our reflective insulation literally can save them over $2,000 a year right now. But it's more than that. The peace of mind knowing that they're comfortable in their own home and not sacrificing their budget. Then there's the health and time aspect. By properly cleaning and sealing the ductwork, there's far less allergens in the air and far less dust in the home. Time-wise, many of our customers tell us that they used to spend a few hours a week dusting, and now that's been reduced to almost nothing. You don't know how many homes we visit where they tell us they're getting ready to spend $20, $30, sometimes even $40,000 or more for energy-efficient windows, HVAC systems. This is where our complete energy